All right, getting set up. This will be first of our live stream. We're gonna see how this goes. And a lot of people may be wondering, like, why are you live streaming at the sunset? But trying to catch the deer coming up through. So we've got a lot of deer that like to come up through that area right there. But anyway, we've been getting a lot of questions lately on kind of some of the plans that we're wanting to do for the property. Call it Friday Night Lights. But anyway, first time live streaming. A lot of times things are recorded and edited, and just wanted to come to you live, just see how it goes and see the response that we get from viewers like you. So I know we're a little bit early. We're going to get rolling here and allow people some time to get on. But so just hang tight, see if we can see any deer come up. All right, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Live streaming just a couple minutes early. Don't know if you can see the barn in the back, but we just had some deer go across. And really, that's kind of why I wanted to live stream with you, is we have been getting a lot of questions about, like, our plans. The barn, what are you going to do with the barn? Well, that's a great question. We've got some ideas. We are definitely going to be renovating it and cleaning it out and fixing it up. It's got a tremendous power source going to it with the utilities, so we can definitely use it for something good. We even talked about taking some of our land and make it into like an Airbnb, setting up some camping sites or things like that. So possibility is endless, but I don't see any of the deer coming up quite yet, but if they do. So live streaming tonight, just wanted to cover a couple of things, mainly the question of, hey, what are you going to do with the barn? We've had people reach out to us about some of the things that are inside. And a lot of times when you start planning for things in the future, you know, you're setting goals for 2025. A lot of times you can get what some people call is analysis paralysis. And sometimes I get that. And so I've been doing some research on that. I want to cover that topic tonight real quick before it gets too dark and the sun sets too much. But I looked it up, so I got my notes here. Analysis paralysis is the inability to make decisions because of overthinking or overanalyzing a situation. And I think a lot of times when you're homesteading or when you're trying to, you know, plan projects and things like that in the future, a lot of times you get overwhelmed, or I get overwhelmed with things to the point where I just stop and I don't do anything. And then it ends up hindering my progress. And so a lot of it can be too much data, like too much information, overload, watching too many YouTube videos, seeing other people and how they're doing too much. Guys, you can't compare your current situation to somebody's 10-minute highlight reel. You know, they've taken years to get to that place, and you didn't see the struggles that they faced when they first started, but now you're seeing what they're doing, and it's kind of like, oh man, I can never get there. Well, and you're not going to get there, at least not in the short term. Fear of making wrong decisions. I mean, you make the wrong decisions, and I think that's what hurt us a lot last time was we picked the wrong spots to put our garden in. We didn't do things right at the beginning. We made a lot of mistakes, and we had to redo them. So a lot of us, our analysis paralysis is we don't want to make the wrong mistakes and have to move stuff again. Perfectionism, that's me. I try to be a perfectionist, and sometimes you worry about getting things right, just right, that you don't do anything. Last thing, it's imposter syndrome. This is fear of not being good enough. I mean, I think a lot of people just fear not being good enough. You know, making YouTube videos. Am I going to do anything with that? I don't know, but we just document our journey, and it's really cool to kind of go back and look, see where we started with our first YouTube video into where we are now, being monetized. And, you know, you got some followers, try to increase that, doing things like this. But some of the effects from analysis paralysis, it can slow down progress and delay decisions. It can lead to missed opportunities. It can cause people to experience regret and loss of happiness. And that can be from just being discontent. You're just not happy with where you are because you're stuck in that rut. Strategies to overcome analysis paralysis. All right, so set a deadline for your decision-making process. So if things that you're wanting to accomplish, set deadlines. Break down your goals into smaller ones. Limit the amount of research. Step away from YouTube, step away from articles that you're reading, and just take a break. Give it a day or so, and then see if, you know, you can kind of get your thoughts back together. But push away from the table. Take a deep breath. Sometimes we just need to relax, take a deep breath, and just remember that the comparison is a thief of joy. Shift from perfection to progress, and ask for feedback. So a lot of times when, you know, people ask us questions, hey, what are you going to do with this property? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with the barn? And a lot of times we just don't know. We're going to take our time this year on the farm with the new land. My wife and I were just talking about this earlier about where are we going to start our garden. We don't know exactly how the sun's going to be in the summer and the spring, and we want to make sure that we don't constantly move things. So we talked about just doing a bag garden, just doing small raised garden beds instead of planting this really huge garden and then the next year find out it wasn't the right spot. So we appreciate all you guys that send us comments, send us messages, ask us questions, because that really kind of gives us feedback and allows us to think through some processes and what we want to do on the farm. Some of you have given some tips about what to do with the barn, where to put the garden, and we appreciate that. So thank you guys for joining this short live stream at sunset. And I don't see any deer tonight, so this may be the off night, because they alternate nights. They'll come a group of 5 or 6 through here, and then I guess tonight they're taking the night off. So thank you guys for joining on the live stream. And check us out. We got some videos coming up. We're going to be finishing our split rails here pretty soon. We got 22 rails coming in Saturday. Lowe's will be delivering those. So we're going to continue working on our split rail fencing project, and then getting ready for the spring, because it'll be here before you know it. And we got a lot of things planned. So come on back, see us on the next video, and we appreciate you guys joining us tonight.